Okay, we are live. Good evening, dear friends. So my name is Jildis. I am Kant American Corner Coordinator, and today we have a guest speaker who is an English language teacher. Her name is Nurila Kydyralieva. So Nurila is going to tell us about communicative methods in teaching English, and she's going to share her experience and how to use different activities in teaching English online. Okay, so Nurila, how have you been?
Good evening, Dildas. I'm so happy, participate in your program. Thank you so much for inviting me your program. I enjoy sharing my ideas, how I use communicate methods, activities, different techniques via online.
Okay, Nurila, I will share your screen.
Okay, we can start. Okay, the first
Just a
is,
minute.
yeah, okay.
There was something, our internet disconnected. I'm sorry. Just a minute.
Okay.
Okay, so can you see the screen?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, the first activity is, I just want to share some activities where I use for my students and they enjoy doing it. First activity is called Find 10 Differences. So I use it via online, and it's very interesting because we are chatting here. So students shouldn't, so 3 or 4 students, they participate in this game and say they shouldn't see their picture and they have to find 10 differences and they have to mark differences on their picture, and then uh, they have to describe their picture each other. It's good for group, yeah, for two working pair. It's good activity, and it's also good for practicing grammar. For example, um, present continuous tense. So in first picture, if you look carefully, there so in first picture, uh, the cat is on their picture, okay, and in the second, so the cat is not, okay, so and in the first picture, the lady is touching the sculpture, and the second, she's looking at the sculpture like this. So they practice at the same time grammar, vocabulary, and keep reading.
Okay.
Okay, next
Should
please.
I move to the next slide?
Yeah, next slide. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Talking about past habits. So uh, students so practice used and use didn't use to. They have to write uh, so about their past habits, and um, they share each other what they used before, but now they didn't. For example, I used to play piano, but now I don't. Okay, and I used to play chess, but now I don't. Like this, they have to write a sentence below each picture, and then they have to tell to each other about their past habits. It's good to practice grammar using used to and didn't use to.
So with this activity, you develop speaking skills as well.
Yes, it's speaking skills and also grammar. Used
Okay.
to. Mhm.
Okay.
And I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. No
I'm sorry,
problem.
it's praying time, and that's why I put it in my phone, so not to forget the praying time. Okay, next it's very interesting activity to practice past continuous tense. Sometimes students confuse past tense form, past simple, past continuous, and in order to understand clearly the form and the usage of grammar, past continuous tense, this activity is good, and it was cold and dark night. And in this activity, uh, students read the story. It's very interesting story by paragraph and predict what happened then. They read first paragraph and then they have to find out next what will happen next. Uh, After each paragraph, they see question and they have to answer the question. Okay. For example, if you see carefully, they hear it's the beginning of this story. First paragraph, they read first paragraph, and the question is, where do you think she was going? Okay, and they have to answer.
Mm-hmm.
They will have different answers. They try to speculate the story, and then they can check their answer by reading next paragraph because their answer they find their answer next paragraph. If
Mm-hmm.
she was driving to her friend's house to have dinner, so it's good for their speaking and also to understand the grammar. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
When we want to know what happens next, do we need to cover the text, the following
Yes,
text,
they
or
have to.
do we
No,
have
no,
it?
no. They have to. They have to cover the text. Okay,
Uh-huh.
and after reading each paragraph, they open the question just only, read the question and
Mhm.
try to answer. Okay, mhm. And
Okay. Thank you very
mhm.
much. Mm-hmm. So next slide.
Yeah, it's good activity. I enjoy doing it. It's called bingo, past tense bingo. So it's good to practice past simple and irregular verbs. Uh, so many, yeah, uh, yeah, I encountered a lot of problems with my students, and it's difficult to remember three forms of past tense form. And they try to learn, they try to keep their all the words in their mind, but it's difficult to remember all of them. But doing this activity, they keep their on their mind so easily because they they are all words are in present. So they yeah, I say the past tense form of this word. For example, forgot. I say forgot. If they have
Mm-hmm.
this verb, they have to cross this verb out. When they put their, I cut this paper different, so different cards. Uh, they in each students have 9 words, and if they cross all 9 words out, they have to say quickly bingo. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
in this activity they have to know well past tense form because they have just only present, and I will say past tense form. If they know well past tense form, so uh, they will, yeah, do it correctly. And we'll find out at the end of the activity. We'll find out winner winners.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So this activity is suitable for offline teaching.
Yeah, it's offline teaching. Yes, good offline teaching. At first, we have to cut this page different cards, and in each card we have 9 words, and each
Okay.
student have 9 words, and they have to so concentrate on all of these words. If they know not the past tense form, so they do it quickly because I'll say all these words, they are 50, yeah, 50 past tense words. I would say quickly, and they have to uh, quickly concentrate of them and cross all the words out. Okay? For example, if I say, I don't say
Mhm.
forget, okay, I say forgot, okay, and I don't say
Ah,
go,
okay.
I went, okay, I say went, okay, and if you have go, and you know the past tense for go, yeah, I will have this word, and I have to quickly cross the verb out, go, okay. Have you
Yeah,
see?
interesting.
Is it clear?
Yes, it is clear, definitely.
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
like I didn't know how to use it. Now I know that. So I need to say past form, and they need to cross out like present form
Mm-hmm.
of the
Yeah,
verb.
present. Mm-hmm.
Irregular verb. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If they have
This is
mistake,
kind of to
mm-hmm.
repeat irregular verbs.
If the verbs are correct, all verbs are. Student is the winner in this game. And if they have a mistake, mm, so we have to continue till the end of their activity, and after finishing, we'll find out what their mistake, and then I'll correct it. Okay. Uh, yeah, it's interesting game. In order to remember all irregular words.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. And next activity is it's called what's a word, right? What's a word?
Yep.
Is it?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. It's called the word's a word. It's very interesting activity. So my students enjoy doing it. And this activity, they practice giving definitions. They don't say exactly what the word is written on the card, and they have to give the definition using relative pronouns. For example, who, which, where. Okay? When they when they give the definitions about a person, they have to um, use who. Okay. For example, this is a person who teaches at the university. Okay. Or this is a person who this is adjective. For example, it's a lazy, right? You see the lazy word.
Mhm.
They students shouldn't say the lazy. Just this have to give some examples for lazy in order to explain. So this is the it's adjective. Sometimes we don't want to do and just lying on the sofa. This person doesn't want to work. Okay, it's an adjective which describes this. Yeah, uh, yeah, describes the person who doesn't like to work, right? And here they can
Mhm.
find out it's lazy, right? Mm,
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah, I know
it's
that this activity can be used offline and online. Online. So in
yeah,
Zoom,
yeah,
you can divide students
yeah,
into
mm-hmm,
rooms, and you can
yeah,
identify people in that room. So you can give this
mm-hmm,
activity to one room, so the
yeah,
others just sing,
yeah,
and
mm-hmm.
then they describe to each other. Yeah.
Yeah, they describe to each other. Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. They describe each other, and also they have to say the word correctly. And pronunciation is very important. If they have mistakes, they find out the word, but they have a mistake, the pronunciation of the word, so they couldn't get the card. If you're find out more cards, okay? If you get the more cards, you are winner in this activity.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But in this activity, you mustn't use the word. Mhm. And
Okay.
also, they have to say word correctly. And the winner is the student with the most cards. Yeah, it's very
Okay.
interesting for speaking and practicing grammar also. Yeah, and listening because they listen each other, and yeah, and also um, to remember new words also. Yeah, for vocabulary is good. To enlarge their vocabulary is good activity.
Okay. So
Mhm.
thank you, Nurila, for your presentation. I think we have a question for you. Just a
Yeah.
minute.
Mhm.
We have question from Dilbara. What are some successful teaching methods you use? What are some successful teaching methods do you use?
Yeah. I I enjoy using communicate methods. It's yeah, it's good for my students and for me also. Yeah, communicate communicate methods and different techniques in order to improve their speaking skills and practicing grammar. So I enjoy doing it. I also participated a lot of trainings which is connected with the communicative methods and how to use the communicative techniques. Yeah, I got a lot of information and now I'm practicing it. And yeah, I use all of these techniques successfully. So because my students enjoy doing it and I see good results, yeah, and they easily understand the grammar rules and remember new words um, and pronunciation, listening, reading, all of these skills. It's that um, I enjoy
Okay.
using communicate techniques.
Okay. Thank you, Nurila. We have another question.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is the best way to teach English? Do you have any ideas? The best way to teach English?
Yeah, wow, it's an interesting question for me. Um, so the most important thing is for teaching English. Uh, so why? At first, I have to know the purpose, right? Aim of the student. Why did
Mhm.
why does she or he want to learn English? So first, we learn language to communicate each other, and they have different uh, purpose. Purpose. One of them want to study in abroad, or um, one of them want to just find good friends and just communication. So different as per aims. And so at first I try to find out, I talked this before, why? Why are you learning English? And then
Mhm.
I try to choose suitable materials for their aim and purpose, and I try to help them.
Okay. Thank you. So the best way is to know the purpose of your students, why they study
Mm-hmm.
English, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and then help them. Okay, we
Yeah.
have another question. What
Mm-hmm.
challenge? What's a challenge you have faced in the classroom? Okay, what challenges did you face in the classroom?
Mm. Um, right now, I'm teaching via online, but uh, when I teach my students at the university, so I try to use different techniques in order to, um, yeah, So I try to provide interesting lessons for them. And sometimes, yeah, I have problems because my students have different level. And I try to divide them into several groups, and I try to choose different techniques for them. And for example, one of my students has just started learning English at elementary level, and other students has pre-intermediate or intermediate or advanced level. So in this case, I had to concentrate myself, so using different techniques to each of my students. Yeah.
Okay. So, Nurila, thank you very much for joining us, for sharing your experience, sharing the activities you use in your classroom. So, I hope it was useful for English language teachers, and I hope they will use these activities. And maybe if they have questions, they can write. So, dear teachers, if you have any questions on teaching English, you can write your comments on the comment box, and we will direct all your questions to Nurila. Okay, thank you very much, and hope to see you
Thank you.
soon. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting